Friday night time. Almost, God, what night is it? Yeah, it is Friday night. Almost didn't even know what day it was. But welcome to Straight Talk. This is your host, Matt Hasley. We got a next hour. We got all kinds of different things. We got talk about the Players' Championship. We're going to talk about ice cream. We're going to talk about HUA, deed of HUA, or whatever you want to call it. And just weird news, stuff that goes on. But, yeah, we also we're going to talk about local area where we've had just tons and tons of auto theft going on lately. And I talked to one of the local detectives today. So, and he brought up one of the easiest things you can do. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but we'll get into that here shortly. Special thanks to our sponsors out there, eat24.com. If you ain't yet, we'll log on to eat24.com, download that app for your favorite mobile device. Click, order, and eat. Really, it's that easy. It's like a food truck in your pants. Also, hotsaucevault.com. Check out Louie at hotsaucevault.com. He's got hottest of the hot, wimpy for the wimp. He's got gag gifts, you name it, he's got it all. Hotsaucevault.com. Also, the English Tea Room. Log on to English Tea Room and pick you up some highbrow tea there. Mary, welcome to the show. Thank you for the thumbs up. I guess they have a new emoji for Mother's Day, which is flowers, and it kind of goes up on every time you open a post with the flower emoji, which is kind of cool. And can't say enough about mothers out there. Wouldn't be here without you. Even after birth, my mom was just instrumental in everything. So no, we got the Players' Championship going on right now. My son's coming up to me to tell me something. Oh, let me see right here. Oh, yes. Certificate of Admissions. My son just got his acceptance. It says, after thorough review of the records, analysis of tests, consideration of recommendations, and careful evaluation of attitude and potential, the above-named applicant has been accepted for enrollment in this institution. Valley Forge Military College. And if you don't know what Valley Forge Military College is, if you've ever seen, it's located in Pennsylvania. If you've ever seen the movie Taps, that's where Taps was filmed. Congratulations, Corey. Good job. He gave me the thumbs up. Apparently he didn't want to be on air, but no, that's great. That's awesome. I'm proud of him. But I mean, I looked at it. He took some pictures. They went for a visit last week, and they took pictures. And I went, "Man, that looks familiar. That looks like the college when they, the film Taps." And he goes, "Oh, they filmed it there." I like, well, ta-da! Well, that's why it looks familiar. So I'm very proud of him. I think it's great. We had the Players' Championship going on right now. You look at Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth, it was Gabriel, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome to the show. Jordan Spieth attributed a poor rake job, and I don't think it was intentional. I think it was one of those deals where it just ended up happening. But he was a little ticked off, and you could see he was his first hole yesterday. He ended up hitting it into a spot where a former college teammate of his had hit into, and he took a photo of it and blamed the rake job that on a double bogey. So I know that it can start off your round the wrong way. It can really ruin the way you start. And Yeah, you don't win you don't win a tournament on Thursday, but you can actually lose a tournament on Thursday, and that seems to tend to do. But Spieth, even in his post conference, blamed a poor rake job on a costly double bogey. So, oh, by the way, thanks, Joe. Thanks for the thumbs up. You look at, Spieth, got notable names that missed the cut. You got Jordan Spieth and apparently Bubba Watson missed the cut. It's one of those courses that the average person, they go play it, and they might not finish with enough golf balls because you get to 17. And it can really play fits with the regular tour players. But they had Jordan Spieth said that it was his the Bermuda, or actually the Poana greens were his kryptonite, they call it. He said whenever Bermuda or greens are firm and crusty, it's tough to set the putter down. He said. So he goes, I love Bermuda grass. He goes, I feel my best chances to putt well. But when it gets crusty, I have to find a new way to do things. He says he hadn't quite figured that out yet. So, I got to do his Cubs. Just another home run, took the lead. I have to do is make sure my phone lines, just in case we get any kind of phones calling, and I haven't. I always forget to turn them back over to my after I forward them. So sometime tomorrow I'll probably remember to set them back. But right now, I had my leaderboard up here. Let's see here. Let me make sure. There we go. Currently tied for first place, 9 under. You got Louis Oosthuizen and Kyle Stanley. J.B. Holmes is 2 back at 7 under. You got Vijay Singh, who is kind of doing a lot less practice. They were talking about it. Vijay was always known for being just on the range all the time. He'd be sitting there hitting balls. Well, Vijay is getting up there in age. For these young bucks they have, and he is able to do is keep his game alert with a little bit less practice, so that's cool. You like to see guys like that. You got Ian Poulter, who was on the bubble there. Ian thought he lost his card, and now since they redid the points, they found out that he has retained his card for the rest of the year. Well, it looks like it's actually helped him relax to where he can. Not right now, he's tied for 5th. In let's see, 5-way tie for 5th with Rafa Cabrera Bello, David Hearn, Alex Noren, Patrick Cantlay. So you look at notables who missed the cut. Let me see if I can get my my players cut here. Come on, where are they at? It's actually that's what I want. Something with the internet today. Running a little slow. My computer at work was doing the same thing. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but I think it's just okay. Players that missed the cut. We had let's go. We're scrolling down there trying to get there. It is just dragging tonight. Oh, I know why. Got some stupid ad over top of it right there. That's why I was trying to. Well, missing the cut. Notables there are one KJ Choi, Jason Kotrack, Jonathan Vegas, Mr. 58 Jim Furyk. Tour winner this year, Wesley Bryan. You got Jordan Spieth. We talked about him earlier. Bill Haas, Yeah, Bernhard Langer. Well, Bernhard Langer's on the Champions Tour, but Masters champion Charles Schwartzel. Ernie Els. Bubba Watson. Bubba Watson shot 76.75. Not quite his, he's a much better player than that. I mean, it just. And Kevin Na ended up playing, it looked like he played, what the heck happened to him? It shows that he shot 11, and then he withdrew. So I don't know what happened to him. Danny Willett shot 79, and then 40 on the 1-9, and then withdrew. So I don't know if it was injury. Tell you what, gotta be an injury, because if you withdraw, I think you get fined. So yeah, it's not one of those things you want to do. Well, talking about U.S. Open qualifying, Tony Romo was trying to qualify for the U.S. Open. He shoots 75 and fails to qualify. Shot 3 over 75 at Spit Rail Links in golf. So, but that's not the bad one there. You know, you think about somebody to go out and try to qualify for the U.S. Open, which is going to be at Erin Hills in Wisconsin. In Erin Hills, Wisconsin, of course. And it's June 12th through the 18th. Well, you don't like to make news for this, but apparently it did. It says, I'm not even going to say his name, because I just don't want to. I don't want to do his, have that label on him that I said his name, but apparently he shot 55 over par in a qualifying round. Shot a 127 on Wednesday during a U.S. Open local qualifying. I don't know what he thought he was going to do, but he was competing on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail at Silver Lakes in Glencoe, Alabama. 5 spots were available to advance to the sectionals, with former University of Alabama standout edging former University of Georgia standout for medalist honors. It was Robbie Shelton edging out Lee McCoy at 3 under par. Well, a handicap index of 2.4 is required for amateurs to compete in U.S. Open qualifying, but not for professionals. McDonald was not, oops, I said his name, I'm sorry, I didn't want to do that, was not listed as an amateur. So beginning on the 10th hole, he recorded a 14 on the par 5 16th and 11 on the par 4 18th to turn in 32 over 68. His second 9 was better, but no double-digit numbers, and a 23 over 59. McDonald, through a USGA official, denied a GolfChannel.com interview request. In relation to whether he could suffer repercussions, these are USGA guidelines for open qualifying. If a player fails to return a score within 12 strokes of the USGA course rating, future entries for a U.S. Open qualifying may be declined if documentation is not provided demonstrating the player is capable of competing at the national championship level. Please note the players who no card are subject to receive a letter from the USGA under the same guideline. You imagine going up to that? I don't know if he... Songwriter Randy, welcome to the show. Sam, welcome to the show. I don't know if Ronnie B. Scott, welcome to the show. Yeah, Joe loves it when I do this, so. But, you think about that. 127. George, welcome to the show. You think about that. 127. How would you like to have played with that? Whether he was doing it just to be, a jerk or whatever. But I had, in a junior tournament one time, I had a young kid, and I it might have been his, just the way he played. But he got into a tournament, didn't realize, and it was his first time. And he shot 80-80, 160. And I got to give credit to the young girl that was playing with him. She shot 88 for the round. She played 18 holes with him. And it was just comical because she would go over and sit down, cross her legs, and wait for him to get to the green. And then she would carry on. And I apologized to her because I knew who she was. I knew her dad. And I said, hey, I'm really sorry you got paired with this. And she says, hey, it's not your fault. So don't worry about it. And I mean, just a good kid. She shot, 88. Don't worry about it, Joe. You just worry about night talk. Yeah. This is Friday night. I don't know if you stay up this late. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, this might be a little late for you. Marshall Matt. Yeah, that's me. But, you think, you think about a guy shooting 127 in a local qualifier. I can't believe they didn't pull him off the golf course before. After 9. They should have a rule that in effect there. I mean, he has no chance at all of qualifying. And all that person does is ruin it for somebody that he's playing with. I mean, you could get a good player that ends up getting paired with him, and he's done. You like that shirt there? Thank you. So, Joe wants me to mention the new show. Joe, I'll do it at the end. So, we had, but just to have 127 show up, wow. It's, I don't know what I do. I got paired one time, and I did a qualifier I tried qualifying several times for the John Deere Classic. And it just wasn't in the cards. Didn't go. I birdied the first hole out of the blocks, go out, and I was set to go. Nick, welcome to the show. And I get paired. And Nick, who just joined in, would know the guy who, caddy here, had Moose caddying for me in a qualifier. And Moose is 6'10". What do you think, Nick? What do you think Moose weighs? 330? Big boy. And Moose says, all we care is we don't get paired with this guy. And he points at him. And the guy looks like Kenny Rogers. He's got the full white hair, white beard, everything. And at 295. Yeah, right. And so, what is that show everyone is talking about? Well, you just have to stay tuned, and I'll tell you at the end there. But it's called the Drop It Like It's Sex at Ronnie B show. That's what it is. It's at the Merrill Club on May 18th, downtown San Diego. Where else? So, So, we get up to the tee, and one of the guys running the tee for the tournament, and I said, my dad had made the pairings. And I said, you tell my dad I'm kicking his ass. And the whole day, all Moose did was sit there and sing Kenny Rogers tunes. And I was just like, holy crap. And the guy could hear him. I mean, it wasn't like he was doing it. So, yeah. But, so it was, I tried, I don't know, 2 or 3 times to qualify. Just, it wasn't meant to be. So, I feel bad for the guy trying to qualify, but I feel worse for the people that had to play with him. 127. Wow. I mean, you look, they even got his scorecard right up here. Let me see if he shoots. Imagine this. This is his scorecard. 855 689 666 for 59. And on the back nine, he shoots 787 655 14 511 for 68. Oh, you just like, man. You know. And the guy, I got to give him credit, the guy posted it with Lee McCoy, posted a Twitter thing and said, hashtag never give up. Well, yeah. Yeah, sounds like your scorecard. Yeah, right. Yeah, case of death. That's right. That's right. When you birdie the first hole, it's death right there. Is that when Dino was following us? No wonder we had Dino following us. No wonder we couldn't play. I remember he probably going by to steal our golf ball. Oh, I think it's trying to reconnect. I think Joe it was trying to reconnect there. I think Joe crashed it with all his thumbs up. Yeah, Dino. I actually talked to him, what is it, 2 weeks ago? Yeah, he called me and Coach ordered some wedges for me, so for his daughter. So, but no, we have this is the one I like here. This is a story I like. You see these people stealing stuff off the porches and stuff like that. Well, apparently karma comes back. This woman stole somebody's golf clubs, and it kind of backfired there. She, awesome camera view of this girl stealing the clubs off this person's porch. It says, somebody put it, says, love it when stuff like this happens. Karma and justice at its very best. It was a bit of a slow burn, and here's what happened a few weeks ago. A video emerged of a woman outside a home in Mississippi looking around suspiciously for a few seconds as she approached a set of golf clubs, grabbed them, and ran back to her car and drove away. Well, you see this all the time now with it happening, people stealing stuff off of porches. I got a story about that, another one coming here shortly, but the perfect crime, not so. The video was widely shared on social media, and because it showed her face so clearly, it ended up helping the police catch the suspects. Fast forward a few weeks, and the couple who were wanted in 3 states were finally apprehended. Awesome. For stealing a set of golf clubs. You just like to do is see them where they would have maybe a little electric shock on those things or something, But nowadays, you probably did that and you get arrested for doing it. They had one that was on the news today. 2 thieves stole the packages off the porch, end up being baby formula. It's ridiculous. So, Aldi run with moose wedges. Yeah. Up in, what was that, Rockford? Doing a little... That was over at... what the hell was that? Oh, crap. At Rock River. The golf balls. Yeah. Aldi's he's a golf pro now, too, isn't he? Up in somewhere near Chicago. I don't know where. A long time back. I still, I think back some of the... Oh, crap. Some of the... I was talking to Coach about the changes up in Sterling and Rock Falls and all that are amazing. So, you want a blue shirt? Pretty nice. Yep, fun times it was. Missed those old days. Yeah, long time ago. Think back. God, that's 17 years ago when I was up in Sterling up in there. So, Fred, welcome to the show. We You think back of how time just boop, gone by, goes so quick. But I talked. Was it? I think it was either Monday or Wednesday. I can't remember what we were talking about. We talked about it. We talked about auto thefts. We have such an amount of auto thefts going around in this area that it's just been so crazy. People in. I talked to one of the local PD detectives today, and he told me the easiest thing you can do to thwart most of these thieves is don't leave your car running when they go inside the gas station. I mean, they'll leave the ignition and the car running, and they'll go inside for 30 seconds to get something that people see your car, immediately they grab it, and they're driving off with it. I didn't say that last night because I was on your show. Friggin' perps, yeah. So, but no, so they, we had, and what it is I asked them, I said, how come these kids are able to do is, get back out on the street right away so quickly? Well, they're not able to charge them with auto theft because the highest charge they have been able to get on most of these kids is for like joyriding, because they don't have any proof that they plan on actually keeping the car. So what they did is now they've been doing is they've been trying to get a higher charge on them because they have actually are not intending to just joyride the car. They're don't plan on. They plan on damaging it beyond control or beyond where the owner can't get it back. So because they're doing lots of problems. Oh, my son wants my truck. Well, it's up. My keys are upstairs, I think. So, and Joe is giving me a harassment here. Joe's asking me, he goes, do you guys prefer to sit down when you pee or stand up? And the comment was made on Night Talk with Joe Roxx, and he thinks I'm not afraid to bring it up. But I said, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm half asleep, I'll sit down. But Joe says, oh, you don't sit down? I said, when I don't turn the light on, I don't want to pee all over the toilet, so I sit down. So, Carl, welcome to the show. And Carl, you're correct. Joe is a dick. So, and I'm sure Carl would probably agree with me. But no, I did have a question about what happened when I take a car and there's a child in the back seat, joyride a little bit. I would think you call that kidnapping. Yeah, I'm going to do 24 hours, all day news. Yep. Just by myself, nonstop, 24-hour marathon. It'd be like Jerry Lewis Labor Day telethon. And just keep on going. I tell you what, I do have a record, I think, for the longest show ever on ARM Radio, which was about, I think we did 6.5 hours. Hey, don't squat, get Night Talk Nightlight. Yeah. You need Tony, welcome to the show. You need that glow-in-the-dark toilet seat so you can you can see when you pee. Yeah, that's right. Good one, Randy. That's a good one. That's what we need. We need the Night Talk with Joe Roxx toilet seat. You haven't figured out what an asshole he is? Hang on there, you will. I just told you he was. I just told you he's a dick. So, he is a dweeb. And if you don't know what a dweeb is, it's a dick with the eyes, ears, and a nose. That's what he is. Yeah. So, No, I do. I did have a question, and I thought this was a cool story here. Um, Blackhawks. Uh, oh, his Blackhawks player Kane gave up his first class seat to a soldier. I thought that was pretty cool. I heard about that story. You don't hear Patrick Kane. A lot of guys wouldn't even do that. They didn't even think about it. But he gave up his first class seat. He's getting a lot of accolades for it. He said, there's a soldier on this flight, and I said, yeah, okay. In an interview, he said, I would like for him to sit up front, and I would give him my first class seat, and I'll go in the back. I'm like, are you sure? He said, yes. I was like, perfect, great opportunity. So, that many people are doing things for soldiers, but here is a man that has allowed his own ease and comfort to literally take a back seat when it comes to one of our best and brightest. So that's a cool story. You don't hear that from a lot of people. A lot of people wouldn't even think about giving up their seat. So that's kind of cool. We have also we got some HUA stories. If you don't know what HUA means, well, we'll talk about that. What is wrong with you people tonight? He's talking about Joe. Joe's acting retarded today. He's messing with me. So they're just messing. So they I wanted to ask, did anybody hear the story that came out on CNN about, and I can't believe they even covered it, about Donald Trump and ice cream? Actual story comes out on CNN, and I'm like, are you kidding me that they would even make up this story or whatever? But and this is it says, is the media, this is why the media has, or voters have lost faith in America news. They're calling it Ice Cream Gate. CNN's coverage of Donald Trump's interview with Time magazine highlights an apparent scoop. The president is said to receive an extra ice cream scoop with his chocolate cream pie. Trump takes 2 scoops of ice cream with his chocolate cream pie, Time reported, while everyone else on the table gets just 1. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what you're going to report on? I'm like, you're kidding me. So it doesn't matter what he can do, no right. So it doesn't matter whether you like him or not. I'm like, come on, are you going to get the ice cream? And you're going to go to that? I want to know, speaking of Fred, maybe you could let me know some information about this, Fred, about the collapse in the tunnels out in, what was that? Was that Seattle or Washington, or in that area, for the nuclear tunnels there? So I don't know if you got any information on that, and I'll talk about that Monday. So maybe you can let me know. But to go into how many scoops of ice cream he gets, come on. And whether you think he should have fired FBI Director Comey or not. It's funny is half the people were mad because he fired him, half the people were happy because he fired him, and a lot of people were mad why they didn't fire him before, and I'm like, it's just crazy. So yeah, it doesn't matter if he would have kept him on, they've been mad. It doesn't matter. So, but it's just one of those deals where he can't do anything right. So, but talking about, we had a shooting, which is not far from my house. This is probably 7 blocks from my house, where a young man lost his life. He was shot. Scary to think that that a shooting, and I mean, I know exactly where the shooting is at. Not sure what time of day it was, but I mean, man, you just think about this. I think he was, 17-year-old kid. So, I'm looking at, that's the other story about one taking the baby formula. Monday. Monday is a day we are going to do is have flags at half staff here. Yeah, probably in most places across the country. Monday is in honor of Peace Officer Memorial Day. We've had a shooting up in I think Ohio, where a police officer lost his life for, I think it was an active shooter at a nursing home. So I mean, you just think about that. You know, you got to give credit to these guys out there, these officers. They go out there and you don't know. This might be their last. You know, they might make a call, and it might be that time. So I've been in that situation where you make the call and you're pulling the trigger. So I've been that close to shooting somebody, and luckily I didn't. I mean, I don't know what I would have done. Just even after that, I shook for 20 minutes. I was a 19-year-old kid in the military and responded to a bank alarm and almost had to shoot somebody. So, yeah, you run into that situation. You don't know how you're going to react. So, nowadays, you hear it in the news. It's almost a constant where an officer is getting shot. I have utmost respect for officers out there. I mean, being a former officer myself, and I just, pray that I have a lot of friends of mine. They're in law enforcement or still in law enforcement, so they got to be very careful. We have some police stories that are in the news. You think about this one. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me what you think about this one, but I think this might lead to problems. But this is come off of lawofficer.com. And this is inmates in Cook County Jail, which is up in Chicago, can now order pizza delivered directly to their cells. It says medium security prison has allowed pretrial detainees to use their commissary to purchase pizza cooked on the premise. So they have I don't know if it's going to be a Papa John's or whatever it is, but the recipe for change program run by a local restaurant owner looks to teach inmates skills that they can use when they are released. Pizza costs between $5 and $7, and the selection of 6 pies includes classics like plain margarita, whatever that is, and sausage. So a food truck serving food cooked by inmates is also in the works, although it's only in the developmental stage. So you imagine that. I understand that pretrial detainees are not, they're not convicted. But, I mean, I'm not sure if that's something. When down in Texas, they used to do is, oh my God, they let them, they would, their commissary that they could order. They used to joke because when I first got there, the sheriff's name was Harlan Copeland, and they used to call it Harlan Copeland Stop and Go, because it was Stop and Go was a little quick mart. So, Carl, welcome. Talk to you later. Yeah, I could tell you guys have something sour, so don't worry about it, Carl. But thanks for stopping by. But no, I don't know whether they should expand to pizza and everything. I understand teaching them skills, but they're being pretrial detainees. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to. I mean, they cook all the time down in there, but to order pizzas right to the room, I don't know. When can they order it? Can they order it any time? Can they order it only for dinner? I mean, they're getting dinner already served to them. When can they order it? So that's just going to be kind of weird. As long as it's only during certain times that they can order it. I'm sure there's going to be restrictions to it, but that's kind of weird. You hear about people in jail being able to order pizza to their cell. That'll be a little different. So we have this is a weird one here. And this is maybe this was Joe Roxx. He was a little busy, but there was a man busted. He apparently was in the Lincoln Tunnel, and he stopped his car right in the middle of Lincoln Tunnel and proceeded to block traffic while performing a lewd act on himself. He removed his clothes and proceeded to fondle himself. It says apparently he was high on PCP and refused to take a breathalyzer test, which I don't think it would have showed up anything anyway for PCP, but cops found a glass pipe and a small glass bottles containing PCP. So apparently he had to knock one out right then. So, but shut down almost, the Lincoln Tunnel so he could relieve himself. And I'm not talking about taking a leak. So, yep. So, not your average commute. So, don't expect to see that often, and hope you don't. Here's one, Seattle police. This is kind of a weird story here, but Seattle police are changing the word suspect. It says when Seattle police officers write use of force reports, they no longer call a suspect a suspect. Community member is the new term. Several officers say the term is offensive, explaining their work with violent suspects. Sources point to the suspect who shot 3 officers last month after a downtown Seattle armed robbery. When the officer involved in that incident were writing their use of force reports, they were required to refer to the shooter as community member, not a suspect, police said. Police fatally shot the individual after he said he shot the officers. I think this is all an effort to make sure our report writing sounds politically correct. So you think about that. Community member, not a suspect. I guess they want to do is make it to where they don't sound like they're that mean. He wasn't a suspect. He was a community member. Well, what if he doesn't live in that community? He wouldn't be a community member, would he be? Would he be a non-member of the community? So, yeah, that just... I don't like it when they try to get in and change the wording of reports like that because they are offended. Well, they're offending people by creating crime. So, apparently today was Hack the World Tour or whatever it is. Apparently 74 countries were hacked with stolen NSA hacking tool. That's kind of weird. Joe, welcome to the show. CJ, welcome to the show. But they said, using a tool likely stolen from the United States intelligence community, hackers launched a massive cyber attack across the world today, hitting government agencies and their other organizations in up to 75 countries. The attack was most specifically caused havoc in Britain's healthcare system. So you think about somebody got to know what they're doing, you know. Early on Friday, Britain's National Health Service (NHS) was hit with an unprecedented large-scale cyber attack, setting the agency scrambling to care for patients. The attack prevented and disrupted electronic records keeping across the country. Many British hospitals were forced to divert or even cancel non-emergency procedures, and officials reported email and on-screen messages demanding money in exchange for access to computer files. But the NHS was far from the only agency affected. The ransomware attack disrupted businesses at organizations and agencies across the world. The malicious code called WannaCry locks down computer systems, forcing users to wire cash payments to receive a code to unlock system, authorities said Friday. Affected machines have 6 hours to pay up, and every few hours the ransom goes up. The principal, Kurt Baumgartner, principal security researcher at Kaspersky Labs, told CNN, most folks that have paid up appear to have paid the initial $300 in the first few hours. Along with Britain's NHS, authorities in Spain also reported being hit by ransomware attacks. Yeah, imagine that. You know, you're running your system and they crash your system. How bad do you need it? Well, are you willing to spend the money to get it back? It says, Randy needs a drink, Joe. Buy him a drink. So, it says, can we get a blue Ronnie B, drop it like it's sexy shirt for Matt? Yeah. Thanks. So, I actually think I need a drink too. As a matter of fact, I will, but mine's non-alcohol. Here's to you, Joe. So, Joe likes to troll my show and attack my show. But if I even start doing stuff, he gets all bent in a tizzy out of his show. So wait till next Thursday. He's paying for this week. Retired NYPD police detective finds 70,000 bees in his bedroom wall. Wow. I'm just like, that'd be freaky. You know, going, what the hell's that noise in there? And open it up and find 70,000 bees. That kind of freaked me out. So I don't think I would have been able to go through, open up the wall. Because once you open it up, you see them bees start coming out of there. Yeah, that would have been crap your pants there. And there, I felt bad for this lady, too, also. New Jersey, Niagara Falls of feces floods. It says what happened was lady's house got flooded with sewage. So the broken sewer line sent raw sewage flowing out of a basement toilet and bathtub this week in Aberdeen, New Jersey. Imagine how just overwhelming that would be to have that happen to your house. Feel bad for somebody like that. So we have we went through let's talk about this. Guy sets a world record for putting out the most matches on his tongue. I'm like, he breaks a world record, extinguishing more than 30 matches with his tongue in a minute. And I'm like, really? That you get a world record for. So I was sitting there going, well, okay, what are the stupid world records? Well, these are just some of them. And this isn't all, and I don't understand why they would even be considered world records, and who cares if they're a world record. But it just, you look at this, it says, it makes no sense, some of these. It says, most toilet seats broken by the head in 1 minute. And it's 46. And the guy's from somewhere from the United States. Most rotations hanging from a power drill in 1 minute. I'm like, which is 148 by some guy in Germany. Heaviest weights lifted by, and it goes through and it lists. It's a heaviest weight lifted by the tongue, 27 pounds, 8 ounces. The heaviest weight lifted by an eye socket, 30 pounds. I'm like, are you kidding me? The heaviest weight lifted with both eye sockets, 51 pounds. I'm like, holy crap. Heaviest weight lifted by one ear, 178 pounds. Probably can't hear out of the thing, but full body ice endurance, 1 hour, 52 minutes, and 42 seconds in direct full contact with ice. No, thank you. Fastest time to burst 3 balloons with the back. 12 seconds. I'm like, you're kidding me. Most watermelons chopped on the stomach in 1 minute. 25. Most t-shirts removed while heading a football. Bouncing the football on your head like a soccer player. Was 21. So, and if you don't have soccer skills to break the world record, you'd rather put on shirts and take them off. Go for a world record, the most t-shirts worn at once. The current record of 257 might be tough to surpass, though. And most steps walked by a dog balancing a glass of water. 10. And I'm like, are you kidding me? World loudest purr by a domestic cat. I'm like, 67.7 decibels. And longest distance pulled by a horse, full body burn. I don't know, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. The record 1,151 feet. I'm like, how did they become records, and how did they get a world record thing out of it? So, hugest penis. Matt set the world record for sitting on a toilet seat. Yeah, thank you. With the seat up or seat down. Matt sits when he down when he pees. Yep, that's right. Joe is just jealous. So, yes. I squat to pee. And I made I said the reason why, and I had agreement with Coach. Actually agreed with me. At 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when you're half asleep, I sit down. So Joe just can't take it, and he probably sits and he won't admit it. He's probably a front wiper too, and he won't admit it. So probably doesn't even wash his hand after he's done. So, well, it's you think about bizarre world records. I'm like, when they do them, you'll see them every once in a while. You see the Today Show, and they'll have somebody from Guinness on there doing world records, and I'm like, how does it even become a world record, or what? What is it that you would make you want to do that? Can't squat with 22 inches yet. Hang it over your shoulder. But California Police Department offers on Facebook to test people's meth for gluten. And their post went viral. What they did was they said California Police Department is offered, it said the caption read, is your meth laced with deadly gluten? Not sure? Bring your meth down to the PD and we'll test it for you for free. Well, the post went viral, racking up more than 209,000 shares and nearly 9,000 comments. So, Yep. And I wonder if they got any takers. People stupid enough to get on there and go, hey, could you check my meth for gluten, please? But they had also a parolee who texted his parole officer by mistake to set up a drug deal. And you think about, are they stupid enough to do that? Yes, they are. We talked today when I was talking about the cars. We have people that you'll mention to them. They'll go to the range to get a bucket of balls, and you tell them, make sure you put a basket under there before you put the token in. And without fail, every day, they forget to. And it's like, you get 35 golf balls everywhere. So, let's duet. Well, you know what? Tony and Joe, Tony, welcome to the show. Joe, if you want to duet with Tony, you can do that. Oh, actually, Randy wants to duet with it. There you go. Say hello to Tony Street. Well, right now, I'm going to do a rundown of the shows. And, because we only have about 2 minutes left, but on Monday nights, we got Twisted Southern Horror Queen with Lynn Gibson. She's on at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we got Dad Max with TC and Lydia Elliott. I'm on at 10 p.m. Tuesday night, we got Talk Time with Val. She runs from 8 to 10. 10 p.m., you got Rock Talk with Amy Shafalo. And we're not sure if Bitches Be Like is going to come on after that or not. Joe didn't give me a time, but I'm going to mention him anyway. Wednesday night, we got 7 p.m. We got Podcast University with Harrison and Ben. And then 8 p.m. we got Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars with Johnny Blender. 9 p.m. we got Sports Insider with Glenn and Pasquale. And then I'm on at 10 p.m. for Straight Talk. Thursday night, we got 8 p.m. we got Pot Talk with Jim and Paul. That's politically offensive talk. 9 p.m. we have Cosmopolitans with Lauren. 10 p.m. we got Night Talk with that dick, Joe Roxx. And then 11:30 we got B.A. Hunter, Sarcastically Speaking. 12 o'clock we got the Trudy Light Show. And Friday night we got Sports Insider with Glenn and Pasquale. I'm on at 10 p.m. for Straight Talk. And starting next week, the new show, Let's Play Gay with Tony Street. And it's going to debut next Friday night right after Straight Talk. So is that ironic? And Straight Talk has nothing to do with being straight. But Let's Play Gay is the name. So, but it was just ironic how they followed each other. So, but Joe wanted to mention that. So, it's that time of the night, sports fans. Everybody have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday night for Straight Talk. Mothers, happy Mother's Day out there. Make sure you take care of your mother. So send her a card, go see her, drop her a plant, give her some flowers, do something nice for her. Thank her for putting you on this planet. And we'll see you on Monday. If you see something, say something. Most of all, be safe. And we'll see you when we see ya. So, good night, everybody. What should we go out with? How about a little bit of...